한 시간 열심히 플레이했는데 녹화 버튼을 저번에 안 눌러가지고 1시간어치가 날라갔더라고요. 그래서 그냥 얼마 많이 한 것도 아니니까 다시 하려고.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today. Local gossip, all of it uninteresting. Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming. I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
이게 소리가 잘 녹음 마이크 소리가 잘 들리는지는 모르겠는데
I'm close. I know it. I just need one more piece to crack the case.
전작에서는 맵이 완전히 오픈 월드였는데 이번 거에서는 이게 그 이전 챕터 1보다 그 더 이전 작들처럼 특정 장소만 갈 수 있게 좀 간소화가 다시 됐고요. 옷장은 이제 예전에는 그 챕터 1에서는 이제 뭐 특정 뭐 미션에 맞게 이제 입수를 할 때 옷가게를 통해서 뭐 사거나 이랬었는데 이번에는 전작에 나왔던 의상들은 거의 다 지금 있는 것 같거든요. 이런 거 성직자 의상이라던가 이런 해군 장교 제복 그런 게 다 있습니다. 기본으로 뭐 딱히 뭐 코인이나 이런 게 있는 게 아니라서. 그리고 저번에는 이제 이제 요 메인캐랑 서브캐 같은 게 종류가 되게 많아가지고 하나하나 이걸 다 했었는데 이제 그것도 되게 간소화가 된 것 같고요. 윈드코트 얘가 있었구나. 이렇게 밖으로 나가려고 하면 이제 날씨에 적절한 옷을 입으라고 도움말도 뜨고요. 일단 오픈월드가 아니라서 이렇게 로딩 시간이 되게 짧아졌어요. 쓰레기통부터 뒤져야 된다.
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool. You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
왼쪽 아래에
Poison? You?
방금
That's
보시면 뭐
madness.
50분의 9 이런 식으로 뭐 포인트 쌓이는 게 있는데 그거 점수가 일정 점수에 도달을 하게 되면은 요 보너스에 여기가 이렇게 해제가 돼가지고 아마 50점은 뭐 의상 이런 거였고 뭐 그렇습니다.
Get the strand. Get your copy of the strand here. Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
Any breaking news today?
The dog accident. It's the talk of the town.
Yes, yes. Besides the tripe on the front page, anything about burglaries?
I'm not sure, sir.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Cool, now I can take the day off.
did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings.
얘도 시스템이 막 UI도 많이 바뀌고 시스템이 좀 바뀌었거든요. 이제 이런 단서의 종류가 이제 분류가 되고 얘는 지금 이제 파란색 요런 게 있잖아요. 요 파란색을 요 파란색 얘랑 연결을 해야 돼요. 이렇게 선택을 하고 이제 넘겨서 초록색은 또 초록색하고 연결이 되는데 이렇게 선택을 하면은 두 개 연결을 하고 나면은 맞는지 아닌지 딱 정답이 뜹니다.
Come now,
Get the
Mr.
strand.
Holmes. Murder?
Get your copy
Yes,
of the
Holmes
strand
has his
here.
worst, but he also has his scruples.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
Get the strand. Get your copy of the strand here.
여기 왜 일장기가 걸려있냐? 맵이 갑자기 이렇게 가네. 나 반대로 왔나? 내가 어디로 가고 있는지를 알아야지. 씨. 여기는 막혔고 이쪽으로 갔나? 소리 잠깐 잘 녹음되고 있나? 뭐 되는 것 같긴 한데 모르겠네. 이게 여기 반즈 서점이 제가 이 셜록홈즈 어웨이큰드 리마스터 되기 전에 이 2008년도에 나왔던 작품을 잠깐 했었거든요. 아마 유튜브에 영상 올라갔던 것 같은데 그 잠깐 손대봤을 때 그때도 여기 서점 주인 반즈가 요 건너편 꽃집 주인 여자를 되게 좋아하는 걸로 묘사가 나왔었는데 이제 서점 구조는 그때 잠깐 똥게임 잠깐 했을 때랑 거의 유사한데 요 문만 조금 바뀐 정도? 직접 이제 책도 배달시키고 배달하러 왔다 갔다 하면은 다리 많이 아프겠지.
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
에이, 소심해가지고는.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please?
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you coming.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out. So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
Good boy.
The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood. I could hardly imagine anything more macabre. Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
영원한 사랑을 위한 영원한 식물.
An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible. In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is. The finest view London has to offer.
이제 여기서 얻을 수 있는 단서는 다 얻었고요. 맞은편 꽃집을 찾아가야 됩니다.
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Hello
망망이
there. What's your name?
Lily, I know, not very original.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
Familiar spine. Is this what I found in my dustbin? The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
그거 왜 냄비라고 번역이 됐을까? 원래 단어가 뭐지?
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Mrs. Fleming, you look particularly lovely today. Is there a reason?
Does a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
No, but your distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody. Merely a keen eye and some simple deduction.
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy, so we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached, but since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
물어볼 건 다 물어봤고요. 왜 저렇게 이상하게 행동할까? 금이간 사이장 화분. 이거였나? 아. 효과는 조금만 줄여도 되겠다.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
똑똑똑 나오세요.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus and your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
여기서 요걸 골라야지 이제 얘한테 연애 상담해주는 도전 과제가 획득이 됩니다.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper. Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Let me know if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
사건 해결.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No? Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
가보자고. 이게 걸어가면? 이쪽이었나? 이게 내가 보는 방향이 무슨 방향인지 표시가 안 되니까 좀 빡세졌어요. 아닌데. 그냥 찾은 김에 그냥 갈 걸 그랬나? 씨. 이쪽인가? 아닌데. 여긴 어딜까? 그냥 갑시다.
Not much further now.
오, 여긴 뭐야? 아, 그냥 입구네.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Tell me about Kimahir.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
아 이거 키보드로 이거 못하나?
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Did Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
I take it this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
가봅시다. 여기 뭐 있었나? 이거 또 보니?
Chewing tobacco. A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots. Looks like a knee print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes, to read the ground like an open book.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right. A scrap of Hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them. Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here. A small navy spyglass. Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called. Button chops, the remains of a meal. The ashes are long since cold. A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
No air coming through it. Is this a taniwha, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills.
틀렸네. 아, 이건가? 얘만 맞네. 그럼 뭐 조사 더 해야지 뭐. 일단 사람한테 물어봐야 되는 정서가 요 열쇠 구멍, 옷가지, 망원경, 발자국, 씹는 담배 잔해 요 정도.
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahia's?
Yes, I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting.
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahia's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
Do you happen to know Kimahia's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest, but I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Has Kimahia ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimahia's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
망원경은 다른 사람 것 같다. 항상 마대로 만든 옷을 입는다. 그치, 빈 고리. 아까 보너스 아니 씨 왜 이래? 아까 그 보너스 50점. 아이씨, 이거 튀는데? 자꾸 마우스가? 이거는 이제 전작 챕터 1에 나왔던 그 의상들이죠. 반가운 의상. 하지만 지금 바깥 날씨는 추우니까 자꾸 이거 마우스가 갑자기 튀어. 짜증나게. 이거 근데 아까 연결 안 됐잖아. 조사를 더 해봐야겠는걸? 아직 뭔가 가능성을 뭔가 덜 찾았는데. 모르는 사람이 했겠지? 아, 맞다.
Could have left these tracks. They seem fresh.
피자고. 아.
Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
저 가운데 있는 거 저거 하나 뭐지? 뭘 덜 찾은 거지 지금? 오, 이런 게 있었네.
The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
괜찮았나? 괜찮았구만. 이제 해볼까요? 일단 모르는 사람이 이거를 했을 것 같고, 네 번째 거는 해결됐다고 치고, 여기 세 번째 둘 중 하나라는데, 그치, 모르는 사람이 저걸 했나? 얘가 앞편을 앞편은 얘가 하지 않았을까? 아닌가? 밖에서 집어넣은 건가? 근데 밖에서 집어넣었으면은 여기다 흔적을 남기고 가지 않았을 것 같은데. 아, 일단 둡시다. 여기는 두 번째는 뭔가 몸싸움이 있었을 텐데. 이렇게 끌고 갔으면은 여기 남진 않았겠죠? 그렇지, 사람을 실어 가야 맞을 것 같은데. 아까 저 구석에 사람이 숨어 있었겠지. 뭐지? 이 덩어리가 뭐야? 아편 덩어리인가? 여기서 망원경, 아니 그냥 손이구나. 망원경으로 지켜보고 있었을 텐데. 일단 해보고 뭐가 틀렸나 봅시다. 아, 오, 오, 이제 이것도 알려주네. 어디가 틀렸는지. 대박, 개 좋아졌잖아. 얘는 맞았고, 얘도 맞았고, 중간에 여기 두 개가 틀린 거구만. 알았어. 여기랑 여기, 그치. 밖에서 집어넣은 거구만. 여기. 밖에서 집어넣었으면은 뭐 이렇게 되지 않았을까?
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
It makes total sense.
엥? 얘도 틀렸네? 발자국, 발자국. 아씨. 여기까진 맞을 것 같은데. 그치. 근데 얘도 틀릴 것 같고. 뭔가 더 찾아야 될 것 같은데. 아, 이거에 대해서 또 말을 해봐야 될 것 같네요. 슬슬 조금씩 재밌어지네.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir, likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimmer here was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimmer here's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimmer here, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know. Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I've already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
뭐라고 하셨습니까?
Truly, there is no better evidence of a man's nature than the way he treats those who help him. And you, sir, are a brute. The cruelty of your ignorance about the Maori people, your selfish attitude to a man's kidnapping.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
한 대 치고 싶네 진짜. 시여, 여기가 정원이라고? 일단 나가긴 했단 말이지. 아, 다트자고.
Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair. Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimmer here's cart, I gather. A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor? Roy Soulsby. Could that be the name of our man?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done.
초석. 초석. 이걸 어디다가 연결을 해야 돼? 초석이랑 관련된 거 어쩌고 하니까 이건 거 같다. 먼저 해야 되나? 아, 그런가 보다. 엥? 이게 아니라고?
The Strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident, Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
어떻게 타는데요? 집 앞으로 가서 마차 타면 되나? 런던항으로 가는 마차를 찾아야 된다는데.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
이거 사람한테 물어봐도 답변이 나오지를 않아. 꼬명아.
I'll stand watch, just in case the strange man comes back.
이건가 본데. 엥? 돌아갈 수 없습니다. 얘한테 말 걸고 가야 되나?
Why are you still here?
일단 좀 저장을 하고. 여기서 조사할 건 다 끝났으니까 가도 되겠네. 괜히 겁주고 있어, 씨.
Where to go? The Port of London, please. I will show you where to stop.
도전 과제를 달성한 지옥행 특급 열차. 엥? 엥? 아, 그냥 1장 끝나서 끝난 거겠죠?
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
I do not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps, before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that...
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer, and placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued.
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. Without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimahir?
아, 문제 이게 열렸구나. 사람들한테 물어보는 게.
Help me, please.
I think I can help you.
조선소 근처를 배회한다. 뭔가 보너스가 또 열렸네.
Oh, hardly a reputable establishment.
I've seen worse.
안녕하세요.
Greetings, miss. I'm hoping you can help us.
We shall soon see.
I heard tell of a recent explosion in the port. What do you know of it?
Ah, yes. Something exploded in a ship's cargo hold. Caused a terrible blaze. The sky was red with smoke till morning.
Where precisely did it occur?
The ship sank near the third pier, next to the dockyard.
숨기려고 노력하는 게 아닐까요?
Your clothes are already tight and soon they won't fit at all. How far along are you?
I thought I'd hidden it better. How did you know? Are you a doctor?
In a manner of speaking.
He's not. He merely has the ego of one. I apologize, miss. Mr. Holmes is fond of his observations, but I am the doctor here, not him. Do you need any help?
I'm fine, thank you. Would rather not discuss my condition, nor let word of it spread.
My colleague and I are seeking a burly man, above average height, with workman's boots.
Half my customers, then. Your description hardly narrows things down.
Are you familiar with a Roy Soulsby?
Roy Soulsby? I know the name, but he's not one of my regulars. My guess is that he works somewhere around here.
It appears that the saltpeter explosion rattled the locals. Can't blame them for staying at home. It's a large harbor. If our kidnapper is hiding here, finding him won't be easy.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
조선소를 찾아봐야 되겠네요. 아니 최소한 이게 방향이라도 조금 뭔가 힌트가 있어야지. 씨. 절대 조선소 같지는 않네.
Could you help me?
I wish I would be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
Help me, please.
I can't tell you because I don't know.
여긴 어디냐?
Could you help me?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
요 흰색 요게 뭘까요? 이게 하나하나가 뭔가 장소를 뜻하는 건가?
Is this familiar to you?
Of course I know. To cut a long story short.
3번부도 근처에서 폭발한 배를 보러 갔다.
Ma Dalton swears she saw ghosts in Warehouse 2. The coppers even went over there. Must be serious.
오, 뭔가 전작이랑 비슷하게 막 소문 듣고 뭔가 하는 게 있네. 이번 창. 이것도 물어볼까?
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
이건.
Could you help me?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
아, 그러면은 아까 잠깐만. 아이 또 이러네. 씨. 여기도 뭐 다른 장소 가면은 뭔가 다른 사건이 또 있는 게 아닐까요? 조사해볼 만한데? 이 사람은 뭐야?
May I ask you something?
I wish I could help, but I know nothing.
요 흰선이 뭔지 너무 궁금한데.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand. Here.
신문 각판되는 거 있나? 말 못거나?
Do you know anything about this?
I wish I could help you, but I don't know.
아, 화장실 갔다 와야지.
Yes, any
뭐 있나? 지금 여기까지 왔고 단서를 고정을 안 하면 사람들한테 뭘
Is
물어볼
this
수가
familiar
없네.
to you?
I wish I could help you, but I don't know.
여기서 이렇게 한번 가보고 오, 이게 뭐야? 뭐야? 여기 못 지나가네? 아니 씨 아무것도 없는데 왜 뭐 있는 것처럼 그렇지. 뭐가 있구만.
A model of a homely room and fireplace.
어디를 봐야 돼?
Chimney bears a peculiar form, like it's meant to have something put inside. Looks like a factory to me. Wonder what could get the gears inside moving. A small minecart. Endearing, if disturbing. Looks like putting something in the slot may get the gears inside to move.
손수레, 공장, 벽난로. 이거 가지고 뭘 해야 되지?
Let's just go. Stenwick wanted results, not pleasantries. Don't worry, I'll return the garden key to Stenwick during his next physical.
이거를 어디서 이제 수색을 해야 될까?
Do you know anything about this?
I can't help you with this.
May I ask you something?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
고양이 안녕 고양아. 이걸 어디 가서 조사를 해야 되지?
Excuse me, just one question.
No, I don't know anything about that.
너무 알아?
Okay, okay, not just tomorrow. A whole week's worth. How does that sound?
아이 새끼. 아 이거 너무 궁금한데. 아 이거 좀 나와봤나? 여기였나? 여기 안에도 뭐가 있구나. 아하. 보물찾기.
Padlocks have names etched onto them. Anne, Tom, Charles. Children's clothes, judging by the size. What a grim view.
이걸 찾으러 가야 되나 보네. 이렇게 담장이 있을 만한 데가 여기 같은데. 뭐 더 있지는 않지? 그러면
What does it say? No seams or torn fabric on this doll. Likely one-legged by design.
아까 그 손술에 있는 쪽?
A treasure hunt. Used to do lots of those in my childhood for myself and...
Is it a call for help? A bad joke?
Or both. Better not risk leaving this matter ignored, don't you think?
아까 이쪽 정원문 열고 나와가지고 손수레가 있는 쪽으로 갔던 것 같은데. 다시 이쪽으로 가서 동상이 아닌데? 뒤쪽에 있는 공원 같은 데인가?
Impressive stature, strong gaze. I think this man deserves a knighthood.
Really, Holmes? How can you be so sure?
On rare occasions, Watson, it can suffice to trust one's gut.
근데 여기 위치는 맞는 것 같고요. 여기서 왼쪽으로 가라는 느낌인가? 그리고 따라가서 순술에 있는 쪽?
Can I ask you a question?
Sorry, sir. I can't help you.
May I ask you something?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
아,
Help me, please.
I can't tell you because I don't know.
영상 방송 중이냐?
Can I ask you a question?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
뭐지? 장소는 여기가 맞는데. 아, 얘를 이렇게 바라본 상태에서 왼쪽으로 가야 된다는 건가? 여기서 왼쪽으로? 그럴 수 있지. 이쪽으로 쭉 갔을 때 그런 수레가 있어야 하는데 여긴 처음에 보물찾기 하러 온 데잖아. 다시 조사가 되나? 뭐지? 인형을 내려놓으니까 뭔가가 생기네.
Anne.
그러면 N에 대한 자물쇠가 열리겠구나. 오케이. 나머지 두 개도 찾아와야 해. 근데 어떻게 찾느냐가 관건이겠군. 아씨, 여기서 시작하는 건 맞는데 어디냐고 이거. 이 X 표시가 있는 게 인형이 있는 위치를 말하는 거는 맞는데 요 수레 여기서 왼쪽으로 가야 하는 것이 아닌가?
Who would want to kidnap a Maori servant? I hope the answer is aboard.
아, 궁금해.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
아, 뭐지? 너무 궁금하네. 아, 여기 있구나. 아, 여기서 이쪽 동상 뒤쪽까지 들어와서 여기서 왼쪽으로 가는 게 맞았네요. 가자마자 바로 인형 이쪽.
A miner with a sooty face. At least, in doll form. What's this?
또 다른 보물찾기. 요거 아까 이게 어디 있었냐면은 여기서 이쪽으로 가는 길 여기. 근처에 있을 것인데. 사람 말고.
Seems to be for me. Unnaturally bent legs, yet they look to be a design choice.
이거 책 서점 있는 서점이랑 여기 사이인가? 꽃집이랑 서점이랑 요 사이에서 저 문. 다시 원래 거기잖아.
Tom. Charles. Last doll seems recently made.
아이고. 아이고.
Tom, Charles, Anne, and Mary.
퍼즐의 마지막 조각을 찾으셨습니다. 보물찾기의 마지막 조각일 뿐만 아니라 길거리의 비둘기 여러분께 마지막으로 드리는 조각입니다. 제 수수께끼는 유일한 빗줄기였죠. 그 한 줄기 빛을 내는 건 완전한 어둠에 둘러싸이는 것을 의미합니다. 우리 4인조의 세 번째인 찰스가 죽고 나서 웃는 법을 잃었습니다. 하루하루 굴뚝을 기어내려가고 매연을 들이마시고 일꾼들이 소리 지르는 걸 들어야 하는 다음 날이 오지 말라고 기도하는 것으로 끝났죠. 제 친구들은 제가 제일 강할 줄 알았습니다. 하지만 매번 강한 줄 알았는데 매번 죽음이 찾아올 때마다 작고 약하게 느껴졌어요. 이건 작별 인사예요. 비둘기가 바다를 횡단해 더 따뜻한 나라로 가서 이거 약간 슬프다. 그런 굴뚝에 있는 그런 매연 찌꺼기를 위해 목숨을 포기하라고 강요받지 않는 삶을 살 겁니다.
Not sure I like the treasure hunt's ending.
Could we
나도요.
really have saved her, Holmes?
No. Solving this crime is beyond my reach. It is society who must work on sparing children from death by hard labor.
왓슨의 멋진 정장 한번 봐야겠죠? 멋있긴 하네. 이제 진짜 이동해도 되겠지? 아까 수동 저장한 거는 덮어 씌워도 될 것 같은데?
Where to, Gav? The port of London, please. I will show you where to stop.
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
Do not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps. Before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that...
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer, placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued?
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. Without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, to wit. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimmer here? Excuse me, just one question.
I think I can help you.
Oh, hardly a reputable establishment.
I've seen worse. Greetings, miss. I'm hoping you can help us.
We shall soon see.
I heard tell of a recent explosion in the port. What do you know of it?
Ah, yes. Something exploded in a ship's cargo hold. Caused a terrible blaze. The sky was red with smoke till morning.
Where precisely did it occur?
The ship sank near the third pier, next to the dockyard.
Your clothes are already tight, and soon they won't fit at all. How? In a minute. My colleague and I are seeking a burly man, above average height, with workman's boots.
Half my customers, then. Your description hardly narrows things down.
Are you familiar with a Roy Soulsby?
Roy Soulsby? I know the name. He's not one of my regulars. My guess is that he works somewhere around here.
What do you know about this poster?
A foreign woman asked to put it up. She's plastered them all over the port.
Any clues as to her whereabouts?
None. It was hard to understand what she was saying.
짜잔. 오. 약간 전작에 나왔던 그런 게 좀 많은데? 그냥 입구가 여러 개인가? 아까 들어올 땐 일로 들어왔는데.
It sounds as though those people will need my help.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm sorry, but I don't know.
그건 뭐야? 구조의 총 어디서 들은 건데?
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
아까 어디서 부른 거야?
The coffin won't go away and the doctor's too pricey.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I can't help you with this.
아니지. 어쩌라는 얘기지?
Excuse me, just one question.
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
엥? 다시 술집이잖아.
The coffin won't go away and the doctor's too pricey.
This is Dr. Watson. We'll take a look at your friend. Freshly dug up treasures, it seems.
Everything ends up in a river. It's a good thing these people take something from it.
The subject is hyperventilating. He has a pale face and dilated pupils. The water has a curious whitish tinge to it. Dilated pupils, decolorized skin, necrosis. What do you make of this, Doctor?
All signs point towards acute poisoning. It could possibly be due to chemicals. I won't jump to any conclusions yet.
석류에 있다.
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, sir. Can't help you.
Could you help me?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer.
석류면 여기까지 올라가야 되는 건가? 지금 요 흰색 선이 뭔가 했는데 요거가 뭔가 이게 통과하는 길을 나타내는 것 같네요. 일단은 저 다리를 건너가지고 맞는 것 같아. 아까 소문도 들었었는데 이 근처 돌아다니나 봐. 여기 지금 또 술집 거기 빈민촌. 아까 소문을 어디서 들었지? 배 근처였나?
Are you able to help me?
Of course I know. To cut a long story short.
Miles Dalton swears she saw ghosts in Warehouse 2. The coppers even went over there. Must be serious.
지금 위치가 근데 어디지? 여기 이렇게 지금 온 상태인가? 아까 이런 길을 본 것 같았는데.
Miles Dalton swears she saw ghosts in Warehouse 2. The coppers even went over there. Must be serious.
Excuse me, just one question.
I wish I could be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
지금 요게 이게 배 따라서 이렇게 온 건가? 그럼 여기 계단으로 올라갔을 때
Miles Dalton swears she
여기에
saw ghosts
샛길이
in
있나?
Warehouse 2.
맞군. 이번 창고가 어딘지 아니? 오씨, 뭐야? 분명 사람 여기 있었는데? 홀리 쉣. 부두가 어딘지 모르겠는데. 일단은 빈민촌에서 요거 실종자 한번 찾으러 가볼게요. 상자촌? 빈민촌이랑 다른가? 한번 찾아보고.
The coffin won't go away and the doctor's too pricey.
빨간 천.
Pile of rotten food. It carries danger, but not of the kind that we witnessed.
얘는 원인이 아닐 것이다.
The coffin won't go away and the doctor's too pricey.
여긴가? 여기가 집 입구 현관인가?
Hello, lad. Is this where I may find Dea?
You read the poster? Yes? You know what my brother Girves is?
Sadly, no. Well, not yet. Where did you last see Girves?
He worked at a, warehouse. This man, Roy Solby, gave him the job. He paid him a necklace.
I want to speak to Dea. Is she around?
Emma, my mother, she got sick after the fire. Big red smoke. She couldn't breathe, so I took her to the doctor. Now I am in charge.
How would you describe this Soulsby?
He was big and strong. He had a big scary eye.
Scary, you say?
Yes, like
위안인가?
like it was made of metal.
Do you still have the necklace that Soulsby gave to Girves?
Girves left it near the shrine. I tried to sell it to buy Amma medicine, but no one wanted to buy.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere.
I miss Girves. Do you think he's okay?
This cheap pendant looks like silver, but it's only made of tin. No surprise the boy couldn't sell it.
도전 과제를 달성함. 정보의 고지. 아, 실종한 네팔인 형에 관해 알아보십시오. 일단은 오케이. 일꾼처럼 입어볼까? 이제 일단 저장을 하나 하고 이제 다음에 뭘 할지 생각을 한번 해보죠. 2번 창고 찾던가 3번 부두 아니면 요거. 할 게 많은데? 은근? 메인 스토리만 있는 줄 알았더니 얘도 은근히 할 게 많아요. 빠른 게 이쯤인가? 요 빨간색, 파랑, 노랑 이게 뭘 말하는지 모르겠네. 일단은 여기 쭉 올라간 다음에 상류 쪽 한번 가보는 걸로. 여기서 더 갈 수 있는 거였어? 내가 원래 가려던 데가 여기가 아니네. 여기서 더 이쪽으로 가야 되나?
A recent cart crash.
아, 페놀.
Phenol, a dangerous substance often used as a
마트
sanitizer,
사고가 나면서
coming from
여기에
spade chemicals.
독성 물질이 이게 따졌구나.
The fish's scales have decolorized. What a disaster.
직원에게 보낸 쪽지. 한 번에 90kg 이상 씻지 말라는 말이야.
Are you able to help me?
I think I can help you.
얘는 5번 창고. 이게 창고 번호인가? 아, 또 마우스 또 튀어. 만나게. 지금 있는 데가 여기 같은데. 여기서 일로 쭉 가면 어떻게 되지?
Can I ask you a question?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Can I ask you a question?
Sorry, sir. I can't help you.
기차같이 생겼다. 지금 있는 데가 여긴가? 아씨, 또 살짝 길 잃었다 지금. 5번은 대체 어디고? 여기 있다. 스페이드 케미컬. 아이고.
This pipe disposes of wastewater from a factory. A possible culprit, but would likely have caused trouble a long time ago. Moving on.
길을 건너가야 하는데.
Barrels of phenol from your company ended up in the canal. It has poisoned people. You will need to clean it up properly. Otherwise, we will inform the authorities.
What the? We will call the cleaning brigade immediately. I hope this can stay between us.
들어갈 수 있나? 근데 지금 위치가 여기가 어디지? 아, 여긴가?
Help me, please.
No, sir. I never heard of it.
일단은 판자촌 다시 돌아가서
Gentlemen, the doctor here and I have found the source of the contamination. Spade Chemicals will take care of it.
That's pretty good news. But how long will it take? And what about a friend? Will someone pay for his treatment?
Pressurize the company. But for now, get rid of the stained clothes and rinse any phenol-affected skin. No one else should touch the canal today.
Thank you, we'll do that. Let's go to the chief doctor for help.
전염병 의사. 아하. 나는 이게 좋더라. 일단 2번 창고도 마저 찾으러 가보죠. 여기가 5번이고
Good evening, Constable. I heard some people talking of ghosts in this warehouse.
Gossips, all of them. An old lady neighbour saw some lights and ghostly shapes in the middle of the night. She heard music too. Turns out this was the warehouse of Grandpa Kujak. He owned a business with theatre props for scary shows. I went in and, well, it is a bit creepy. But I think it was probably just some kids fooling around.
Do you mind if I take a look inside?
Not at all. It's like Madame Tussauds, only worse. I'll be on the beat round the pub for the rest of the night. Damned explosion. Good night, sir.
An effective contraption. It still works.
손자국들 뭐야?
There was a box in the coffin. It was removed quite recently. They opened the casket and left marks. A herbal odor with an acylic base. Liquor? Who is this intended to scare? Phosphorus, used recently.
아, 인이라서 반짝반짝 빛나는구나.
Where is this going? Several crates are missing. Bottles of various shapes and sizes. I detect a mix of chemicals and aromas. No brand or markings. It looks like a bulk product. Inspired by the legend of Sleepy Hollow. That's most likely the ghost the old lady saw through the window.
아니 나 나가려던 건 아닌데.
Somebody had fun.
뭔가 조사를 더 하는 게 있는데. 아, 이것도 출구 아니냐? 무엇이지? 무엇을 조사를 하고 있을까? 다시 술집을 갔다 와야 되겠는데. 저주받은 미녀 술집 주변에서. 경찰 아저씨
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
바로 말을 걸어야 되나?
I don't believe in ghosts. I did when I was a kid.
아, 뭔가 덜 찾았는데. 어? 아닌데.
Who is this intended to scare? A small cart left those tracks.
자, 해보자고. 약품을 실어놨나 보다. 일단은 두어봅시다. 아, 그치. 빈 상자가 있다고 그랬으니까. 뭔데 이게? 여기 뭐가 막 걸려 있어야 되지 않을까? 뭐 이거겠지 뭐. 누가 숨어 있다가 나왔나? 뭐가 틀렸나 보자. 아. 아, 그게 유령을 말하는 거였어? 아.
Somebody played with phosphorus to give the illusion of ghosts or ectoplasm. In reality, they were here to mix a few ingredients and prepare a solution of some sort. Then they took a box hidden inside the casket, and they left through that gate with a small cart. Dr. Tippett's electric pectobrain. Patent medicine of the future.
This is a patent medicine. A quick fix at an expensive price that drags the patient slowly into death.
사람들한테 물어봐야 돼?
Could you help me?
I think I can help you.
판자촌.
Is this familiar to you?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else. The coughing won't go away and the doctor is too pricey.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Sorry, sir. I'll help you.
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, sir. I can't help you.
이쪽이 아닐까? 반대편.
Are you able to help me?
I wish I could be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
Is this familiar to you?
Sorry, I know nothing.
May I ask you something?
I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
May I ask you something?
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
The coffin won't go away and the doctor is too pricey.
Where are we? The field hospital?
No.
Good evening, sir. Are you the gentleman who sells that intriguing pecto-brain beverage?
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Dr. Thomas Tippett, and yes, its proud inventor and purveyor.
Are you a doctor? You seem remarkably young.
I'm self-educated. I help people in need around these parts with my medicine.
Helping, as in bringing to the grave?
That is unfair, sir. The virtues of my invention are to calm the nerves, to stop coughing due to the endless smog, and to help children to sleep.
Has your beverage been tested by your peers or any medical authority? I am a doctor, and it appears that you are playing with people's lives, people who place their trust in you to ease their pain.
People need help, and drugs are expensive. My formula helps, and it's inexpensive. The product is dispensed from here only, so dose and usage are controlled. I looked in other patented medicines. They contain harmful or useless substrate, and they're sold in respected shops and pharmacies.
Do you realize what you are doing? You are playing with people's health.
You are a doctor. Take a look at my product. You won't find mercury, radium, lithium, or any other toxic substances drowned in alcohol and sold freely by so-called health professionals. I can show you how I work. Let me help people.
Watson, what do you make of this situation?
I'm not sure. Patent medicines can be a scourge, yes, but he is not entirely wrong in practice.
Why the haunted warehouse?
Well, nobody was using it, and people are afraid of ghosts. It kept them away until today. What I do is not entirely legal, but I do help people.
The patient has a high temperature and is short of breath.
The cart from Warehouse 2.
I can hear the patient suffers with their lungs.
경찰에게 제보하거나 계속 사람을 돕게 할 수 있다. 아니 근데 불법 약물을 가지고 이거 막 어? 그런데? 얘한테 먼저 말 걸면은 봐준다는 거.
I help up to 50 people here every day. It is working.
It appears that the saltpeter explosion rattled the locals. Can't blame them for staying at home.
Help me, please.
Sorry, sir. I can't help you.
일단 2번 창고 다시 가서 경찰한테 제보를 해볼까요? 어디더라? 경찰 어디 갔어? 일단은 오케이. 그럼 이제 이거를 하러 가야 되겠네. 경찰 찾을 때까지 일단은 두고. 내가 어딘지 어떻게 알죠? 지금 나 지금 어디로 온 거야? 소 뒷걸음질 치다가 잡았네. 씨.
Help me, please.
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
여기서도 물에 빠지면은 기절하는 속성은 여전히 있나 보네요. 너니?
Not in the mood, mate. Shoo!
Pardon me, sir. I am looking for Roy.
Not again. Yes, I'm Roy, but I can't help you find your uncle or whoever you've lost.
Now, what makes you think I would inquire about missing people?
You are the fourth person to ask this week. Just because I work at the port doesn't mean I keep track of everyone who comes here.
May I ask what you're doing here?
This is where the ship sank the other day. I'm trying to work out how we'll remove it.
You say we are not the first to ask you about a disappearance. Do you recall anything about those who came inquiring?
I only remember the foreign woman. I didn't catch her name, but those are her posters hanging up everywhere. She has badgered me twice now, but I still don't know nothing.
And this woman can be found?
No clue. She was talking gibberish.
Now, where was I?
순금? 어느 쪽이 맞을까? 아, 틀렸나봐.
I shall take my leave.
Not in the mood, mate. Shoot!
Pardon me. Now,
You... No.
에잇? 어느 쪽도 뭐 추가 대사가 나오는 건 없네.
Can't help you there, mate.
I have been told that you hired Dea's son, Girves, right before he vanished. His brother also said you had a metal eye. What do you make of this?
Tell that him to stop making things up.
Have you seen this before?
My card? Where did you dig that up?
At a crime scene near Baker Street involving a young servant's kidnapping, I might add.
No. Someone used it without my consent. How else would it end up there?
아니 근데 경찰 진짜 어디 갔어? 경찰은 이쪽으로 가야 돼.
Do you know anything about this?
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Have you ever heard of a man with a metallic eye?
I've seen him even. Dirty Summers is the name.
Oh,
a nasty lout with a silver ball in place of a missing eye.
I shudder to ask, but where does one find a dirty Summers?
He likely signed on with a ship. I am not one to spy on others, let alone him.
I see.
My advice, keep away from him. What can I get you?
아니 경찰에 신고하고 싶은데. 아 여기 있다. 일단 저장.
Constable, my name is Dr. Watson. A man called Thomas Tippett has opened a field hospital nearby and is selling illegal medicine there. He is using Warehouse 2 for his smuggled product. Please stop him.
I knew it was a swindle. Real ghosts don't look like that. I'll check on this crook right away.
오. 이것도 질문이 가능하려나?
After the incident the other day, it seems customers are staying at home.
다시 가서 이 녀석에게 물어봐야 하려나?
What are you gawping at?
Mr. Soulsby, you know more than you're letting on.
What makes you say that?
A man named Dirty Summers was involved in some recent kidnappings across London. He used your name as a cover for his deeds.
What? Really? That doesn't mean I'm involved, though.
틀린 거가 아니네. 맞긴 했네. 솔스비는 어떻게 연루가 되었습니까? 명함.
Your calling card was found at the crime scene. That's enough to make you a suspect.
You cannot be serious.
It's true. And that's before mentioning your gold watch. It's brand new and awfully expensive for a customs officer. Clearly you have found yourself another source of income. I'm sure Scotland Yard will be delighted to investigate further.
All right, stop. Look, it's not as it seems. I did not partake in the kidnappings.
I'm all ears, Mr. Soulsby.
Yes, I know Summers. He paid me to turn a blind eye to his business in the warehouse area. Just that. On my word.
You did not tell me which warehouse he used?
I do not recall, but I used red paint to mark unsupervised warehouses. Ought to be one of them.
What else can you say of Summers?
He's a regular at the Cursed Mermaid. Goes there with his crew almost every evening.
What for?
I don't know.
아까 그
I
2번
assumed
아니야?
just for a drink.
이거 이 십자 표시 이거 아닌가? 여기 들어갈 수가 없네. 일단은 여기를 먼저 가봐야겠네요.
Why do I have the feeling that you know more about Dirty Summers than you're letting on?
I have nothing more to add, sir.
제시를 해야 되지?
Never mind. We must go. Oh.
I...
아이고, 뭐 제시해야 되지 이거?
Never mind. We must. Oh.
일단은 하나.
I... I failed to follow. Are you
Why do I?
I am.
Enough. I have hard evidence that Summers was involved in recent kidnappings across London.
I'm not surprised. So what?
A customs officer, Roy Soulsby, testified that Summers was a regular here. You must know something about his business.
All I know is his drinks order.
If the lives of the missing do not concern you, then I would urge you to think about your unborn child.
Are you threatening me?
Nothing of the sort, but that doesn't mean that there won't be consequences for your silence. Everyone knows you happily served Summers and his crew. Should the police come knocking, you'll be the one going away. And none of us wish to see you raise a child behind bars. Now, spare yourself the trouble and tell me all you know.
Okay. Summers hired my private room. I think he used it to recruit people. But I haven't seen him in a few days. He paid me cash, so I paid him no attention. Nor did I touch anything inside. Here's the key. Go and do what you will. Just leave me out of it.
Okay. 어디로 가야 되는데? 어디서 야옹이 소리가 들리노? 야옹이 어딨노? 여기 있구나. 야옹. 냥냥이. 근데 이거 어디다가 쓰노? 어디다가 쓰노? 여기 밖으로 나가는 거고, 밖으로 나가는 건데, 나가서 딴 데 가야 되나? 이쪽. 여기도 고양이 있어? 그러네.
May I ask you something?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
It's a large harbor. If our kidnapper is hiding here, finding him won't be easy. How can I help? I could try and flag someone down.
Are you able to help me?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
어디로 가야 되지? 여긴가? 그러네.
$5. That won't go far. Strange symbols. I don't recognize them.
보천 오스카 소머스 여기서 사람을 고용한다. 이게 의외로 많네. 나오거라. 여긴 아니겠지. 맞네?
Wrong warehouse. Nothing to see here.
하나하나 설마. 높이를 맞추는 건가 본데.
Really, Holmes, this ought to be beneath you. As my brother would say, it is for the greater good. layers of rust will prevent any movement. Good quality, but torn in many spots. Mold. That's why you don't leave sailcloth lying out. There are a couple of marks on this end. The scratches are fresh, left by something metallic. This crank saw some use. It's stuck. No one's used it in a very long time. Well oiled and well maintained. Fit for a crank. A hidden passage, just as I expected.
일단 오늘은 그럼 여기까지 하는 걸로. 여기 뭐 조사할 게 뭐가 있었나? 아, 아니지. 여기잖아, 지금 있는 데가. 해야 될 퀘스트 같은 게 더 있는지 없는지 같은 거가 이게 안 나와 있으니까 뭘 더 해야 될지 모르겠네. 이렇게 가가지고 또 뭐 소문 같은 거 들을 수 있나 한번 보죠. 잠깐만, 여기 막혀 있는 것 같은데. 그러네. 애기한테 말할 필요는 없나?
I should have helped Amma put out the posters. If she hadn't been in the smoke so long, maybe she wouldn't be sick.
일단 오늘은 여기까지 하는 걸로.